Good evening and welcome to Celtic Rumours TV, Bawz and Bovril podcast, episode number 148, with myself, Mark. We've got Big Jerry there tonight as well. Kerms might come on later on, depending what's going on, if he's got time, if he's no busy or that. Paul's still on the injury, long-term injury list. So it's just, so far, it'll just be me and Jerry. If anybody wants to come on, I'll put the link out. You're more than welcome to come on. Still 806 subs, I think we're at. So thanks very much for everybody that sub to us, everybody that listens to us, watches us, joins us live on YouTube, watches us back, whether it's on YouTube, Spotify, whatever. Really appreciate it. Our Christmas appeal, we're up to £875. We do a Christmas appeal every year for the Hamilton Food Bank. This is my 7th year of doing it. That's we were over £10,000 over the years previously, so I think we're over £11,000 putting in this year's, but it will be still, it's running to just before Christmas, so there's still plenty of time. And the link to that's in the description box below. The link to everything else, our forum, our Discord, you name it, it's on the box below. Few shout outs to some of the lads in the forum. Old Tim Alloy, Welshie, there was somebody I'm actually looking for. Rob Roy, you used to listen to the podcast when you're doing your long distance lorry driving. I've emailed you a couple of times. I think I did have your phone number, but I've lost it. But just get in touch with us and let us know you're all right, mate. Because I mean, you only stay 5 minutes down the road, and I've not seen you for about heard from you for about 18 months. I forgot where I was going with that now, so I'll just go into the live chat. Bobby, as usual, first in there. Please, everybody, hit the like button. Evening, Brian. Grot Bags, Mikey, nice to see you in the night, Mikey, bud. Bobby, 1962, nice to see you. Liam, thanks for coming in again, mate. I think that's everything I've got to say. You there, Jerry?
I'm there, mate. You all right?
Aye, I'm all right, man, aye. A bit of a tough couple of days here with Yoda, man, but everything's back to normal now, do you know what I mean?
Aye, good, man. There's nothing worse.
Oh, just to He's got tablets, so hopefully that will help it. He's only got 3 weeks of these things to take.
Once he kick in.
Oh, Jerry, your sounds went, Jerry. Go and log out and log back in, bud. A lot of Bobby about the night. Calmac, the first half, I mean, I can't dare what Bobby's there saying, but Calmac, he did play a lot better in the second half, but it's not made up for the last few weeks, I don't think, really, Bobby, to be honest, but I hope hopefully starting to turn a corner with it. You there, Jerry, again?
Aye, who's that?
Just Bobby talking about Cal McGregor. Evening, Sean. Thanks for coming in, bud. Have you left your camera on, Jerry?
Might have done.
It's just a black screen. I can't see your big ugly face or that, so it's all right.
No, I can't see anything.
No, just leave it like that, because it sounds better anyway, aye.
I know, that's
you're fine. They're terms, I know, even in terms. Yeah, just Bobby there asking about what we thought of Cal McGregor. The difference in him for the first half to the second half.
I no wonder, mate. The first half was horrendous today. Absolutely terrible. And then, obviously, I'd seen you put in the chat where I was glancing in and out about what we thinking about him and maybe holding his back and needing a wee bit of time out. But that was a captain performance the second half.
Aye, cracking goal too. I mean, see, when he was younger, he was doing that, no week in and week out, but he was scoring a hell of a lot more goals than he has been in the last few seasons. And it was all goals like that, coming into arriving at the edge of the box late and stuff like that.
Yep. No, it was good to see him getting us going. But then you seen when Awata came on, it was, I know, bearing in mind it was only for the last 5 minutes, he was that bit further forward. So Rodgers is aware it can be done.
Evening, Jabba. Nice to hear your big pal in, Jerry.
Oh, he's just into right evening and away. Thinks you're stupid.
Bobby saying what's the solution to the midfield problem? As I put in the live chat earlier on, what is the solution? Moving them further forward.
Aye.
But moving them, is it maybe? I've seen even a couple of people on social media and that saying McGregor's time at Celtic's up and he should be moved on.
Not at all.
I don't agree with that. Do you know what I mean? But there is fans out there kind of saying that.
Aye. No, it's, you know what, football's fickle. You know what it's like, mate. 1 minute they're on the top of the tree, next minute they're no. Everybody's going to have wee off spells, but you can't. After all, he's still young enough to be playing in the middle of that park. He's still good enough, and he's been there. He's been there a long time, and he doesn't deserve just to get thrown out the door for the first kind of bad patch of form he's had. So no, I don't agree with that.
I think it's down to the tactics and the personnel. Cal McGregor, Mikey, I don't really watch Scotland. I see it all the time about Mikey telling me about how different a player Cal McGregor is with Scotland and what we're seeing with Celtic. Yep. And for me, it's a personnel problem because we spoke about it to death. I'm not going to bore everybody with on about it, Cal McGregor, CDM role. But to get the best, to get the best in the team, for me, he's got to be moved forward. Position he took away from that kind of trying to protect the centre backs and stuff like that, because it's just not part of his natural game.
It's got to be down to the tactics, mate. Because you look at the Nick Kyogo's in there now, comparing him to last season and maybe even McGregor. I know it's different. What's his name? O'Reilly's kicked on this season and started to do really well. But you look at the likes of Calmac and Kyogo, who have been two of our most influential players. They're total difference this season than they were last season. But I agree. We said it last pod. We need to get Awata in that team. We need to get him in there. And McGregor is suited to the, as you said, I know we keep saying a CDM role. We're not really needing that for domestic, but he's not suited to that kind of holding midfield role at all. So we need to find a way of getting Awata in there.
We get away with it in Scotland, but for the simple reason that we're just basically we're the best team in Scotland. But you know what I mean?
Yep.
But when you go up a level to Europe, it's I mean, Telmark's one of the weakest links in that team. And it's terrible. It's terrible to say that about a player with his actual fit by skill and his quality and stuff like that. It's just the job that he's getting gave in that Champions League, he's just not capable of doing it.
No.
See, to be honest, he would probably admit that himself, but he still goes out there and gives 100%. But at that, even his 100%, it's just really, it's pointless, really. Even in Love It. That's a new name. Thanks for coming in.
Okay, more the merrier.
Aye.
You need to. It's not really a waste of a jersey, but I understand what you're saying. It's a waste of a player of his ability. But I would definitely try and get a Wata, O'Reilly and McGregor in that same kind of midfield. Whether he's got to change his tactics to accommodate the three then fair dues, it's got to be done. It's definitely worth trying against this Feyenoord, but I like to try and see it in the league anyway. I
mean, even to put it like in a kind of stupid way, I mean, could McGregor be Turnbull's replacement? Do you know what I mean? See the role that Brendan Rodgers is putting Turnbull in, because he keeps going on about, see whenever he mentioned, he's talking about Turnbull, he mentioned it the day, or yesterday was it? He said something about, and he's like shooting outside the box and stuff like that.
I thought he was going to AC Milan in January, but
no, but that's what I mean.
But
that's what I mean. Get McGregor to doing the job that Rodgers is asking Turnbull to do, because we know that he's got it in his locker to have these shots outside the box and that, because he'd done it when he was younger. He's just need to get more forward and start doing that a wee bit more. Instead of a lot of his passing is just side to side. It's pointless. It does nothing. But again, that's just. For me, it's just trying to be a replacement for Bruni. Because that's what Bruni done. But no, but that was Scott Brun's game. Do you know what I mean? He could take the odd worldly pass, but most of the time Scott Brun won the ball and kept it tidy. That was his job. McGregor's a far, far better player than Scott Brun was. But technically wise, you know what I mean? He's got more ability and more skill than Scott Brun ever had. And we're no, for the last, even under Ange, we never utilised McGregor to his potential. We really haven't over the last few seasons, I don't think.
I agree. No, we've said this before, mate. There's no point in him trying to play that Brown role, because it doesn't suit him, and it's no working to his strengths. He is better that bit further forward. That's where he kind of first started playing the team. He was scoring the goals. He really looked the business, and he's got a good eye for a pass. You've seen that today. A couple of the threaded balls, he was unlucky. But no, I think we keep saying it. I don't know how long we're going to say it. It's long overdue to get a Wata in there and see what we can do.
See the thing about now that we're out of Europe. I mean, it is really. I know that the league's the be all and end all for this kind of thing, but between now and next season for the Champions League or Europe, whatever, there's got to be work on different systems and stuff like that.
Of course, definitely. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you've got the chance to play Feyenoord to a decent side, to go and try and change formation and see how it works out with the three of them in the middle of the park and take it for air. As you say, we've got to be building for Europe next season. I know, ideally, you'd be hoping that your strongest starting 11 against Feyenoord, there's maybe about 3 or 4 of them that are going to be starting come August. You'd be hoping you've got at least a goalkeeper and a left back and possibly a striker, at least. So we just need to wait and see what happens.
Well, I mean, Rodgers was raging today.
Aye.
Did you get to see the interview?
Aye. I seen it. Bobby put it on. Aye, quite rightly so. No wonder. I mean, the first half was horrendous. You thought, here we go again. This is just a rerun of the Motherwell game. And then to lose that goal the way we did, that's scandalous. I mean, Joe Hart, the size of him, doing these stupid star jumps on his line goes to about 3'5", 3'4". And then Taylor, he's flapping about, man. It's just, it's criminal. But
that's the same as well. We spoke about it in the Motherwell game. Why is Taylor marking? Do you know what I mean? You know, part of the thing is, they're going to have their big muscly centre forward or whoever it is right up
On
next
top
to
of your
Joe Hart.
keeper. Aye.
And we've got Greg. That's 2 games in a row. We've had Greg Taylor marking that, man.
Yep. No, I know.
I mean, but
It's
and I keep saying it as well. See that the day was another prime example. See if Hart had more guts about him and a bit more conviction about him and went out to try and claim that ball.
Yep.
The chances are he'd have got the foul.
Aye. I
Did you see that? I see one of the videos I watched it. I put it up on the Discord, I think, and see if one at a certain angle, it looks as if the ball hits one of the St Johnstone players' horns.
No, I never seen it.
See,
But
it's like an angle. So did I, but see for an angle for the back,
Yep.
It does. It looks as if it hits the St John. Look, the number 44 it is. If people want to go and try and have a look at it, but I mean, but VAR should have had that if it was right.
Aye, okay, I know, but
it wasn't a foul on Joe Hart.
No.
No way in the world was Joe Hart fouled. But as I said, just watching it back myself later on, I fucking one of the angles showed that. And I thought,
I watched it a couple of times, and I thought, no, it's a goal. We're just very, very weak, very poor, and every team knows that. Just go and put somebody on that keeper, and he'll be flapping about me. He's like a vampire. I've said that before. He's scared across. He just stones, does that stupid star jump, and waves at the ball as it's getting in. I don't understand how keepers don't just come out and try and clatter, because if they touch the keeper, it's a foul.
Aye, especially in this day and age, the modern game.
Yep.
I mean, when I was younger, keepers get clattered the early place and get hee-haw. Do you know what I mean? It was very, very rare that a keeper actually, like, you got a foul against the keeper unless it was something blatant.
Yep.
But these days, the way the game is, as I've said it for ages, and again, is that getting back to Celtic? But Celtic need to be a wee bit cuter when it comes to these kind of dark arts. But Joe Hart's been in the game long enough. He should know that himself.
Aye.
The protection that protection that keepers have got, and how to use it to their advantage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you would have thought that if teams are going to be playing that way, launching balls right in the top of him, you're going to have I know you can have Scales, and I mean Scales and the Vickers and Taylor were all kind of running about him, and they're still not one of them can go and meet that ball and defend it. But you're expecting more for somebody like Joe Hart that's been around the game, especially a big boy flipping buzzing about in front of him. I mean, see if I'm a keeper, I'm going to be kidding when I'm looking at that ball and drawing my flipping studs right down the back of a centre forward's Achilles to let him know that I'm there.
Aye.
And you can make it look accidental and say, there you go, try it again if you want it another leg to see how he gets on the next time.
And you see it, you got with a wee bit of high knee and stuff like that.
That's
Do you know what I mean? Things like that.
But he wants to stand in that line and do star jumps. So,
I mean,
no.
And then people are saying, he saved us at the end and that. But it cost us at the other end.
Exactly. That's exactly my view on it, mate. That's the way I look at it.
There's no a case of, he made a pure cock up of that goal, but we'll forgive him for doing that save. You focus on the cock up, because that could have cost us the day. Yep,
definitely. It's Keno would say that's his job, to save, stop the ball in the back of the net. So no, it was a right good save, but as I said, he should have done better with the goal. That's what's put us under a bit of pressure to start with. So
Carter Vickers has looked really off the pace, I think, as well.
Definitely, since he came back, he's the
him and AJ, him and Baby Moyes. They've just no looked apart for the two of them have come back for their injuries.
No, the two of them have kind of looked a wee bit off it. But I think AJ is maybe starting to come on a wee bit again. I'll stay a wee bit better than he has done. But no, for me, Vickers is been a wee bit off it as well. There is a few.
Do you think maybe Carter Vickers was one of the ones Rodgers was giving a dig at? I think he can just maybe stroll through games in that.
I think he's a bit like Virgil, the way you think sometimes he's no trying his full potential, but
Virgil didn't need to.
No,
I mean that was the thing. Van Dijk was that good. Probably apart from the Derby games and stuff like that, would still be all for him then, wouldn't it? No, even apart from them, Virgil van Dijk probably played at maybe 75-80% of his game. Do you know what I mean? When he was in Scotland, he was that cool and calm.
Yep,
But it was also prior to make mistakes. I know, Virgil, do you know what I mean? I mean, Liverpool made him a fucking the world-class player that he is. Celtic didn't. They helped him on his way, but Liverpool smoothed the edges off him, wouldn't it?
Aye. Well, no, you need to learn at every club you're at and what the coaches you're working under. So no, there's a few of them that's the back line's been rope. I mean, I seen Bobby and Kev had a wee argument, a wee lovers tiff on the live chat. But I can see where Bobby was going on about how they're starting to come in a wee bit of form, but they are pants. They're terrible. We've been we're just fortunate that we're not playing that good, but we're managing to grind out decent results. I mean, as you say, this is a game you'll look back at in May if you've won the league and nobody's going to bat an eyelid. They brought Motherwell, and then it was a turgid display first half, but then you're getting the 3 goals and winning the league. That's games that win the league.
And I've said this. I said it the other night to Mikey. I've said it to Terence and that as well. I think it's this time of the year. I've been doing that. I mean, that's 13 years now. I've been doing that forum and that, Jerry. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And see this is a rinse and repeat for this time of the year with the Celtic support over the years, because we're playing in the European Champions League and stuff like that, and we're not winning games and stuff. There's a lull of the full support, right? I'll go on with a few dodgy results in the league. Everybody's panicking. Somebody put in the live chat today, do you think we should sack Brendan Rodgers?
I've never seen that.
Aye, at half time, somebody put in, think we should think about sacking Brendan Rodgers. What chance have you got? But
no, I mean,
and that's it. But see, once the Champions League's out the way, we're winning the games and we start for winning games in the league. Then see, come the derby game, see if we beat them. That's it. Everything's back to everything's hunky dory. Everything's back to hunky dory.
The minute you get a result over them, it definitely it papers over everything that's gone before it. But
you'll have a. Oh, sorry, when you go, Jay.
No, I was beginning to kind of flap and all at one point today. I think, oh, here we go, man. This is it. This is mere points dropped, and this was only after about 40 odd minutes. But no, it's for the same every year. We start panicking and then we kind of pull it out the bag. But as long as we win that league, I couldn't care less really about the performances they know.
Aye, but I mean, that's a sign. I mean, we're not a great team by any stretch of the imagination, but the sign of a good team is you keep racking up the points when you're not playing well, when you're playing poorly. And that's what Celtic have done for the last 12, apart from the Lennon year and stuff. You know what I mean? Every year Celtic do that. Aye. I mean, I've said to him, it's like people think that under like Martin O'Neill, when we had like Larson and Sutton and Petrov and Paul Lambert, they can forget that Celtic didn't run out and win every game 4 and 5, nothing.
No. I know it's granted. We're never going to be fantastic all the time. We're going to go through wee sticky patches, but it's going to be difficult, and you're going to need to grind out results. I mean, look at that. I always remember that one. I was at Kilmarnock with Bruni, scoring that goal down there.
Aye.
And now we were kind of backs against the wall, panicking with what was going to happen. But as I say, it's the games. It's a long season, so you're going to have good, bad, and indifferent performances. But it's the result that counts. So we've got to go to 3 points. At one point, I didn't think we're going to get 1 goal, never mind 3. So take that and move on to Hibs on Wednesday night, mate.
Aye, definitely. And we were talking about earlier on there as well about all that. Oh, that's sort of a challenge in the league and stuff like that. We could do. That would mean that Rangers would need to win every single game as well, and that's never going to happen because they're garbage.
Aye,
they are garbage.
He's a decent manager, I think. He's getting a better tune out of the. I don't think he's
I don't think he's a manager for them, but
no.
But no. That Beale was getting a tune out of them when he first came in, wasn't he? No, I mean, when he first came in, like last season, that was it. It was like they were all full of confidence because Beale was going to do this and do that.
Okay, no, we all heard
2 months.
He was going to do everything. He was going to take England and win the World Cup after it. So
he'll not be the Rangers manager. He'll not be the Rangers manager next Christmas. No.
I hope you're right, mate.
For a start, if he doesn't win the league, that's the pressure right on them, right? They're garbage. They've no money. They've not got anybody that you can see has going to produce the kind of money, like even the kind of money they go for that Bassey or anything like that, unless somebody takes another pure brain fart from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, they back Beale to the Hulk with the money.
Yep.
Knew that Clement's in and he's saying, "Oh, I need to." He doesn't even do anything to do with transfers.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
It's just,
as I say, as long as we keep winning, they're still irrelevant. But it's with our board. We've talked. JP hit the nail on the head last pod. You get the impression with our board. We could all say we needed we need a keeper and a left back at the start of this season. Neither of these positions have been addressed. And you're hoping that our board aren't just want to be just ahead of them, and that's going to do us. It's up to your board. Rodgers, I don't know who it was going on about what to change manager. He's not been able to put his stamp in that team. He's got to. Today, when I'm coming out, the way he spoke after the game, you're hoping that he's getting back to that board and saying, look what I've got. How am I meant to get a tune out of these players at a higher level? You need to give me the funds to try and progress this team rather than just be happy to go to St Johnstone and play St Johnstone, struggle away and get 3 goals at the end. We should be flipping swatting teams like this aside if we've got the right players. I'm not saying every week, but we're needing some quality in there.
well, see, reading between the lines about Rodgers, he dragged even Dermot Desmond into it the other day, didn't he? Reading between the lines bit, was that maybe him letting it be known that, look, even right people going, oh, Peter Lowell, Mark Lowell, this and that. Is that maybe even Rodgers' way of saying, I've took this even further up the tree than Brendan, than Peter Lowell and stuff like that.
There's no point.
Evening, Martin. Evening, mate.
Dr.
Strangelove, thanks again for coming in, mate.
I would, if I was him, I'd be going straight to the
board. Aye, because that's his pal.
Who?
And Dermot Desmond. Him and Rodgers are friends. Even when he walked out in Celtic, they've been friends for years before it. And no matter what happens at Celtic, they'll be friends for years after that. Do you know what I mean? There's that kind of relationship with him. So the way you kind of worded that, I was thinking, is he basically saying, well, in a wee coded message, I've been further up the food chain because I'm not getting the right answers at that level, so I need to go even above that.
He's got to, mate. If he's serious about what to progress and be the best he possibly can, and I don't think he would settle for anything like. I would be going straight to the top and saying, listen, this is what we need to do if you're serious. And if you're no, see if you to walk away with get the backing, you would understand it. Would you take that job? If he came out
blatantly clearly said it, look, I've got promises made to me. The promises were broke. I promised the Celtic fans I would stay for 3 years at least, but I can't work under these. I tried again, lad. Basically, I can't work under this anymore. You
the fans would understand
that.
Aye. No, definitely no. I mean, they're all happy, sit at this EGM with all big smells, pat each other in the back. Oh, we've got 70 odd million in the bank. We're doing this, we're doing that. Big deal. Give the guy money to flip and get quality players in and try and push his own.
I mean, I've said it before as well, Jerry. I don't believe for a minute that there wasn't other transfers that Celtic were trying to get out of the line. That whether it was Celtic dragging their heels, whether it was like the big Croatian keeper or that Tete or whatever, maybe it was to do with money, we don't know. But there's no way that Celtic didn't try to bring in like better, higher quality signings, and for whatever reason they didn't materialise. I think that's what Rodgers says as well when he says he was expecting 3 or 4 to come in. He told him we needed 3 or 4.
Aye, but there's trying and there's trying. How hard do you try?
Aye.
Do you mean he could? It's easy for them to pick up the phone, say, and start. I'm not saying this is what they've done, but they could have maybe no fancied spending the money and say, oh, we tried and all that, we forward, blah blah blah. But did you really try? How hard? How much does it mean to get these players in?
For the other side of the coin, the goalkeeper did he string us along for months?
Aye, listen, you know, footballers are like, we're all like that. You want to try and get the best deal you possibly can. So
Oh, it's our agents, isn't it? It's them that are the sneaky ones.
That's exactly it, and they'll be using like Celtic have offered X, and saying to Celtic, this team's offered that. What you'll need to up it or match it or whatever, blah blah blah. So it happens. We would all be doing it ourselves. They're going to try and look out for number one, which is ourselves, then the player after that. But I know Lowell's not going to be any mug and get held to ransom by some of these. I'm not expecting them to go into every deal or go after every player and sign every player we go after. But you need to think, come on, there's got to be a wee bit of ambition here. You see some of the players that other teams are signing and think, how's that no us?
And for me, there's got to be using that. Is it Lavakovic, the keeper, was called, wasn't it?
Aye.
Just say using him for an example, right? But back and forth with his agent, deal, oh, Galatasaray's offering this and Nation's offering that and stuff like that. But eventually, it's like going back to the Eddie Howe situation.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we all expected Eddie Howe to come in. We all waited for weeks to get it announced. But at some point, you've got to say, right, wait, now, hold it. And you turn into Lavakovic and say, right, we need an answer for you for next Friday. Our offers off the table, and we need to get after our B option.
Yep, definitely. That's the way we should be doing it. We shouldn't be letting players or managers string us along for months on end. We should be saying, right, look, that's what we're off you. That's the maximum we can do. Take it or leave it. You've got to whatever Friday. If no, we're moving on to somebody else. That's the way a proper company would do it. And don't be wrong, these guys know more about business. They could buy and sell the likes of me and you, mate. So they know what they're doing, but I just don't know. I think there's a wee bit of lack of ambition at Celtic at times.
We were talking about the kind of goalkeeper of that there. Would you take Angus Gunn?
I'd be lying if I said I've seen a lot of him. I don't really watch Scotland, if I'm honest, mate. But from what I gather, he's a decent enough keeper. So anything must be better than what we've got.
He's better than Joe Hart. Even for the little I've seen him, he's better than Joe Hart. Put a bit of live chat. What's your take on Angus? Would you take Angus Gunn?
I've seen a few of them in the chat during the live chat during the game. A few of them were saying about him.
Well, he's meant to want out of Norwich. Come the summer, he's only got a year in his deal to go, sir.
Aye, that's something.
I mean, he'll probably give offers down in England, maybe even abroad, but I mean, it's a case of, well, he understands Celtic. You wouldn't need to. Do you know what I mean? It's a case of, well, fancy being Celtic's number one.
Aye. No, definitely. I mean, it's a big job, but it's somebody like Angus Gunn would be ideal, playing at Norwich, playing for Scotland. He's got the international experience anyway. I think he's a big lumpy boy in Oz, you know. I think he's 6'4", 6'5". So it could. He's relatively young for goalkeeping. What is he? 26, 27, 28, something like that.
He's not that old, no.
So he's young for a goalkeeper. So we should be hopefully looking for
27, 22, 27, 28 in January is.
It's just
he's not even hot his prime really when you look at goalkeepers, isn't it? No, it's when he's only 28.
Still, what is it in the Championship, isn't it?
Aye.
I mean, if they get promoted, I don't know how Norwich are doing. So I don't know how they're doing if they're getting promoted in that Premiership or no, if you'll have more offers or. So, but some of the players doing in that Championship can go for silly money though. That's the only problem.
But again, it comes down to what the player wants.
Aye.
See if Angus Gunn wants to move to Celtic, and we only bidding £5 million.
Yep.
And some English teams bidding 7, 8, 10 million pounds. See if he wants to come to Celtic, it'll be Celtic he comes to. In the last year, he's getting into the last year of his contract. The power's on the player's hands when it comes to that. Yeah, Brian, I've heard that off a few folk as well. That Kelleher's meant to be coming in on loan.
On loan?
Aye. But I don't know if that's even going to be maybe a loan in January for a permanent move, or whether it's a loan next year towards a permanent move. But I've heard that off a couple of folk, Brian, but whether it's true, I don't know, mate. Because I've seen somebody put as well up earlier in the chat, the Real Madrid, it's a third choice keeper with him, or the backup or something. I think it's good for them the other night, and he came back on the talk and that. But I don't know much about that. I don't know much about that Kelleher, to be honest.
I've seen a wee bit more of him than I have Gunn, but I know somebody put it in the chat a wee while ago about the Real Madrid third choice keeper or second or third choice keeper about him. But I can't see him really get him to come to Scottish football, to be honest. Even with the Champions League. I think.
Would they get a chance at another Champions League team? I mean, because see, getting back to it, right? See as well, one of the things with the Champions League changing is, I mean, it's like this has got to be our best chance. See, why we're talking about strengthening the squad and that. See, that's the new system for me, Jerry. This has got to be our best chance of making the knockout rounds of that.
Aye, this one coming up.
Aye. Do you know what I mean? It's one big, massive league. You play 3 teams home and away. The first 8 or something get through right automatically. The bottom 8 or something go out. And the middle 8 of playoffs, like against 2-legged playoffs. Do you know what I mean, sir? Surely to God, man, Celtic aren't going to finish in that bottom half of that Champions League and get bombed out altogether.
Aye, you'd be hoping so.
You know what I mean? Aye.
Let's see if we had signed 2 or 3 players in the summer, we could have got out this group we're in. Folk might think I'm talking nonsense, but I'm telling you, we could have got out this group.
Easily, T.
It comes down to a wee bit of luck. We've not really had a lot of luck in Europe over the season, to be honest. But I know sometimes you need to make your own luck, but if we had spent decent money on 2 or 3, a keeper, a left back, probably a centre forward, there's a very good chance we could have got out that. If we'd all the other rest of the boys fit, we could have got out that group. So it's no too daft to think that we would maybe progress next season if, and it's a big if, we get the proper players in, or the proper investment in players in. We'll just need to wait and see. I'm not holding my breath.
No, I know. That's bang on, Dr. Strangelove. Strangelove, the doctor. I'd say that all the time. See, performances like that, like the first half of the day, that's down to the players. That's nothing to do with Brendan Rodgers. Nothing to do with the board or Peter Lille or nothing. I mean, I said in the live chat, see players like Yang, I don't judge them at the Champions League. Right? We brought them in, these projects, prospects, whatever. We brought them in. We know they're not good enough for the Champions League. But they weren't brought in to be good enough at the Champions League level, they know. We've had injuries and that, and these guys have had to come in. But it's like games like the day, I like see how like guys like Yang played, you know what I mean? And it's been hot. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But I kind of rate the players like more against these kind of teams in Scotland. That's where they've got to kind of grab their chances when they get them. And it's just the buck stops with these players when they go out in the park. But that level of performance, that was not to do with tactics or anything to do. That was just down to players just bothering their backside to work, really. And that's what Rodgers said. I totally agree. That's where the buck stops, on the park. Aye.
Now, Yang's been poor the last couple of games. See the thing is with Rodgers, by and large, his substitutions always tend to make a difference to the game. That's one thing he's over his 2 spells with us. His subs have generally made an impact in the game. He's bringing subs on and off. Normally, has worked for us. I remember, I think, with previous managers, we've thought they've left it too late to change things, but Rodgers has always been quite quick. If we've been a man down, or our team's got a man down, or somebody's not pulling their weight or having a bad game, he's been quite good at his man management. Substitution wise, he's always been kind of quite good. So no, I mean it's a bad state of affairs when you're bringing on Forrest and Mikey Johnson and hope them to change games.
I was just going to bring that up there. Brian saying it, I know. Is Brendan Rodgers saved Mikey's Celtic career? I mean, I guess Lazio, he came on, done better than Yang.
Yep.
In fact, I'd actually say Mikey Johnson was one of our better players against Lazio. He got the ball. I was talking about it with Mikey earlier on, and even the other night we were talking about it. He got the ball and just it was running at the players, trying to take players on, trying to make things happen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He was one of our more effective, maybe no better, but more effective what he was trying to do against Lazio. He came on the day and he put in a hell of a lot better performance than Yang again. So for me, Mikey Johnstone should be starting against Hibs.
I'll put my hands up and say that I've never been a fan, and I've not really seen what all these other people are saying that he's just been unlucky with injuries and all the rest of it. I always thought, to me, he was a selfish player. It was always about him. Any time he get the ball, it was head down and shooting and all the rest of it. But no, the last 2 or 3 games he's come on, he's had an impact. And as you say, against Lazio, he was one of their better performers. And then
Brian as well, saying he's bulked up a bit. He doesn't get pushed off the ball as easy and stuff like that either.
Aye. Bobby say you can't see Mikey Johnstone nailing down a spot ever. I think the same. I just I've not seen enough here. I just don't. He's done well in the last few games. I just don't see him. I mean, what age is he? 24, 25?
He's 25 or something. Aye.
I just don't think. For me, I don't think he's going to be a long-term solution.
No, definitely no. But could he become like the next James Forrest? It just comes. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even apart from looking into his long-term future, all I'm saying is he's played well the last couple of games and deserves to start. Is it Wednesday against Hibs?
Aye, Wednesday.
You know what I mean?
The
names am I saying we're going into Champions League next season with Mikey Johnstone in the wing? Do you know what I mean? But for the year and now, he's played well the last couple of games, and they deserve to Scales. You've got to, if they're playing well, they've got to be starting.
I was about to say the exact same as Scales. No, I mean, I'm definitely, if a player comes in and he does well, then you've got to keep him going, keep him playing. It's no good just bring them in and drop them all the time. If they're playing well, keep them in the team until otherwise. So no, I'd maybe start him. Him and Forrest will start, I think, on Wednesday night. I think
Palmer was out. He was in and out the game a lot of the day, wasn't he?
Aye,
and it was him. I was expecting him to make a difference. I've said it a million times, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing him settling into the team and that. Is there any word on his injury? Is it his hamstring?
I think he'd just be tight. I think, but he was holding the kind of to him. I think maybe they're just tight and it was precaution. I don't know. Maybe
a wee bit of cramp or something like that. Just
we'll wait and see. As I said, that if Forrest is the start on Wednesday, he'll start on Saturday against who's it? Was it that Astro pitch is Saturday, innit?
Aye.
So I think if he does the start Wednesday, he'll start on Saturday.
Terence, even a blind squirrel can find a nut. What kind of saying is that, Terence, man?
Aye. Also going on about Johnstone that again. But no, it's good. The whole team were off the day. See when Kyogo get that injury as well, man. I thought that was him getting down holding his shoulder, and I thought
I thought that too.
I thought here we go.
I did think that.
And Big O, he made some difference when he came on as well.
I like him as well. Do you know what I mean? I thought he did a great game as well. You know what I mean? And showed us what he showed us, Mary, what he's kind of about, didn't he?
Aye, he was trying to work and harry the defenders,
holding the ball and stuff like that. And I was impressed with you.
Some of the balls that he went for with the defenders. If that was Kyogo, there's no chance he's winning them. He's getting knocked about and all the rest of it. Mm-hmm. So we're crying out for somebody like O. We need a striker in there regardless. We need another striker brought in. I know we're only playing up one up front. It's going to be hard for keeping the three of them happy, but we managed to keep 3 really good strikers happy before. So there's no we should be able to keep 3 happy and another one happy when he comes in.
I mean, that's the thing. But we play enough games a season between the league, the 2 cups in Europe, that there's enough game time to keep 3 players happy.
Definitely, mate. It's a long season. But I think for me, if I get my Christmas wish list, it would be goalkeeper, left back, and a striker. And in January, I know I've heard a few folks saying we're needing somebody right mid, but I don't know how far away Maida will be, or if when he comes back, he'll be going away to that Asia Cup or whatever.
Well, I'm not. I mean, this might sound a bit heartless, but I'm hoping that the injury can maybe keep him away from that, but he can still play for us, if you know what I mean.
I know, definitely. I mean, if he's not played any games for us, then how are they expecting us just to say, "Aye, there, that's him. We've got him fit. On you go." So no, I would be hoping if he's not been able to play any games for us before that, then he's not going to be able to go. I don't think Kyogo will be getting picked for that anyway.
No, his current form. Do you know what I mean? I don't see him going for that. And even in David, I was going to call you David the Stalker there. I'm just sorry, mate. Even in David Stalker, nice to see you again, bud.
Hitati, there's word. Somebody was saying I think he's not into January, February.
Aye. I mean, even Maida might miss this Asian Cup.
Yep. Abada, that's a good point. Martin's saying, when's he due back? Is it not January as well?
I thought it was this month, I know.
Is it this month? Aye. Do you think we'll see him back?
Again, honestly, I don't know how that's going to fall.
Play out.
Do you know what I mean? We him. I've not got a problem with him playing for Celtic. And I wouldn't like to think that any Celtic fan has got a problem with Abada turning up for us. He's still got a Celtic jersey on, do you know what I mean? If it's Kenny Miller playing for us.
Aye, agree, mate. I wouldn't have qualms on playing. I don't think any Celtic fan will.
Aye, so I think he'll. Aye.
What about that boy Taylor? What happened to him?
Don't know.
Just bombed right
I don't. It just seems to be no use. That's basically what it seems to be. People are comparing me like Rodgers when he first came in. You know what I mean? Maybe like Rodgers should take a way back to Australia for us. But was it back to Australia he went to? He went. He did, didn't he?
Yep.
And I think they're kind of comparing it to that.
Aye.
I mean, he played. He was injured, meant to be, which we signed a player that was injured, which was crazy because you cannot. No matter what operation somebody's needing and stuff like that. They still need an operation. And if you're just playing football, you're not going to do it. So why sign somebody that's injured and waiting on an operation?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I agree, mate.
He turned out for the B team, I think, maybe 6-7 weeks ago, and then fell straight off back your radar again.
How did he pass the medical needing an operation? That's what I want to know.
I know.
But he looked lightning.
They love it. Politics, nothing to do with football for me, should be kept out of it. What did you think Celtic's kit release the other day then?
I didn't realise Pedro was on about that was to do with the Celtic kit. I thought you were just talking in general. It wasn't until I went on the forum and I seen that. It was horrific, mate. Absolutely horrific. It's up there with women's football.
What's that Sean saying? Sitting on the fence said, name. Don't know what he means by that.
No, it wasn't for me, that's for sure, mate. Definitely no. However, each to their own.
That's my take on it. But for me, that's as political as the Palestinian stuff, the Black Lives Matter stuff, anything. Who was it? That Me Too stuff? Because that would come down to political stuff and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So,
aye.
Still, you've either got to allow it all or have none of it. That's how it's getting. That's how it's getting to for me. No matter whether it's the Palestine flags, whether it's the poppy stuff and anything like that, there's got to be acceptable to us. I'm not meaning anything absolutely offensive stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's a line to be drawn. But if you're backing up somebody else's kind of rights that have been oppressed, held down, whatever, you for me, you're in the right party stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But you can't have it. right, this is all right, but that's all right, but no, you can't do that. It's got to be all or nothing. That's the way I look at it.
No, you're right, mate. I agree entirely with you. Somebody was going on about Bobby going on about Rocky, talking about him going on loan to a Scottish team. We paid $4.5 million for him. I don't think there's any chance of him going out on loan either.
No, I can't. I wouldn't think that. But again, that's just down to Liam Scales.
Aye, no, definitely. As I say, he's been our best defender this season.
And I talk about this all the time, like the Celtic fans, how fickle they can be and stuff like that. I've seen folk moaning, folk that I've saw on social media and on the forum moaning about Starfelt week in and week out, and now they're having a dig at the board in that for getting rid of Starfelt and no replacing him. But replaced him with Liam Scales. The guy's been one of our best players all season. Aye, but it was only get his chance because of injuries and stuff like that. But by hell, the guys took his chance.
Aye, no, there was no way Scales was Starfelt's replacement. I mean, we signed
Rocky.
but
aye, that's what I'm saying. But it turns out we've replaced him with Scales.
Yep, I agree there.
So, would you say, even me, I stuck up for Starfelt. I think he got a lot of abuse that wasn't warranted. But I wouldn't swap Liam Scales for Carl Starfelt.
I don't think so, no. Definitely no.
Definitely no.
No, definitely no. So, no, there was plenty had a moan about Starfelt. But see, the minute a player wants out, then I couldn't care less who they are. Let them go. That's it. Just send them on their way. There's no point in trying to persuade them or offer them more money or whatever. No, once they're an unhappy camper, and we know Starfelt wanted out. So sad to see him go, but every dark cloud's got a wee silver lining. So we've got Starfelt. The Scales has come in there and probably did a better job, albeit he's not got the same partnership with Vickers. Vickers has gone through a wee kind of sticky spell, don't know.
But that'll grow, because see, if you think back, a lot of, I mean, Carter Vickers and Starfelt first started playing together, there was a lot of mistakes happening, but it was Starfelt that get the blame for them all, whether it was his fault or no.
Aye, okay, we know that. I mean, you know what it's like. He
was just a bit of a whipping boy. And it'll be the same again. Scales will become the whipping boy for any defensive stuff in that. Do you know what I mean? Like even the other night against Lazio, Scales should have done better. For me, Carter Vickers was at fault for the 2 goals. Scales shouldn't get put. Scales shouldn't get pushed off the ball, but he did, and that happens. Do you know what I mean? But Carter Vickers at that one went down 4. He get the piss ripped to him and went down 1 by and fell on his arse basically.
No, the big Vickers has set a few in Europe. He's been at kind of fault. I think Taylor took the brunt of the blame for one. I think it was at the Atletico game.
Aye.
The ball came out of the box, and Vickers should have done better and defended it than he did. But it was Taylor's fault. I think he was caught catch-22. If he went for the ball and dived in, he'd have made look like an arse. But because he never went for the ball and tried to stand up, it was his fault anyway.
Caught a bit of no man's land, wasn't it?
Aye. That's it. So no, that partnership will get better and better. But as we've said before, there's not one single player in that team that we can't improve on. We should be looking to improve every transfer window on our first 11, not just the squad. On the first 11,
aye,
and the rest of the squad will take shape after that. So we'll wait and see. January's a tough month to get MD in.
Aye, that's the thing as well. I mean, that's what I was saying earlier on about this is a kind of rinse and repeat for Celtic over the seasons and that the way the fans are feeling in it. And that'll be there's the usual January uproar because there's a transfer window, but see come the short of that window and the February at the end of the league we start racking up the points, it looks closer to we're winning the league, hopefully we're getting a run in the Scottish Cup and stuff like that. All the negativity's forgot about for the 4 months at the end of the year, the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? Everything in the Gardens rosy in that again. Fans, a lot of the fans that have slagged them, been on all the forums, social media and all stuff like that, and going on and on and on about the board and stuff like that. They forget all that when it comes around the end of the year. I mean, I've seen a bit, Jerry, if I've been on running the forum and stuff like that, I've constantly and consistently said that the board aren't running Celtic the way they should be run.
No, they'll come out with the same same tried to do every kind of April time when it's season ticket renewal time, and it talked about investment and all the rest of it, and improving and want to do this and want to do that, and nothing will change. Nothing will change, unfortunately.
Yeah, good night, Dr. Strangelove. Take it easy, mate. Thanks for coming in again, bud.
See you later, mate. But I know we'll just need to wait and see what happens. But I wouldn't be holding my breath for big signings in January. I just don't. I think it's too difficult a month to try and bring players in, especially players that are going to like not the players that we're wanting in the summer. I just don't think we'll be getting the players in that we're looking for.
And even to the extent you'd maybe like to think the players were maybe looking at signing or saying, "Oh well, no, I'm not moving in January because we're still in the Champions League."
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? If we're trying to sign some quality.
Well, that's the thing. We've got the Euros. Players will maybe not want to move in January and all if they're currently playing well for their own team, and risk going to another team and maybe not doing so well and jeopardising their place. Maybe I'm talking nonsense, but there's a lot of factors.
Well, forgot that Euros is on this. Forgot that Euros was on next summer, man.
Aye. We'll no bother, mate. We don't watch international football, so it's all right. It doesn't make a difference to us.
But it affects Coronation Street in that.
Well, that's the thing. I've not seen that in years, mate. Not seen it in years.
You're not missing much.
Aye, but no, it's we'll wait and see. Ideally, I mean, if you're going to get players in January, you're wanting them bedded in for next season as well for the European.
I mean, do you think we'll bring a goalkeeper in January?
I can't see bringing a number one and all in January. I just don't.
See, I can't see that either.
I would love it, but I just think it's too much an ask to change your current number one halfway through the season. So
and just basically throwing Joe Hart under the bus and all then, isn't it?
Aye, that's exactly it. But who knows? That's what Rodgers has paid the big bucks to do, and if he's determined to get his number one in and get him bedded in for next season, then so be it. But I think it's the one place we do need a keeper. They're crying out for a keeper, but I just don't think he's going to bring in. I can't see, unless it's somebody that's not getting a game, I don't see us getting a keeper for another team halfway through the season.
Aye, unless it's a keeper that's sitting on a bench somewhere else.
Aye, that's it. So
well, I might as well sit in Celtic's bench for the next 4 or 5 months to learn what it's all about.
You're not going to get Norwich aren't going to let that boy Gunn go if that's who they're looking at. Keller he's a Liverpool backup keeper, isn't he?
Aye, I'm sure he is. They're number 2. Aye,
possible if they had to get another keeper in because he's warming the bench. The Real Madrid keeper, there's no chance he's coming to Scottish football at London. There's no chance yet coming for there to here. Because I think there was like
Thomas Gravison done it. Thomas Gravison done it.
He's
nothing to say. He was bonkers, wasn't he?
He was mad. So
here's a story about him, right? And I don't know if this is true. And right, but see when he joined Real Madrid for Everton, it was meant to be. See the time was it Lee Castley? The guy was called. He had the pure baldy head and that as well. And it was meant to be him. It was meant to be that Lee Castley that Real Madrid had been scouting.
No chance.
That's what it was meant to have been. As I say, I don't know if it's true or no, but that was meant to be. That was what it was meant to be. Kind of the thing about it.
He was brilliant at Everton. Gravison.
Who?
Gravison.
I don't know.
I thought he was a great player, but it's because he go to run about the park and do what he wanted. He wasn't. I think he was murder to play with as well. I don't think tactics were his strong point. I think My English team. That's the English team I prefer out of them all. If I've got to pick one, good Tims as well.
Everton.
Aye.
I'd support Everton or Liverpool because I can't stand them.
Aye, them and Dalglish.
But there's a lot of guys my age, Celtic fans, that they like Everton. There is. I mean,
Aye.
they used to get a wee daft half and half hats in that. There was always used to see a lot of Celtic and Everton ones.
Aye. Nah, they're Huns, mate. They're Huns. No for me.
Who?
Liverpool.
I'm talking about Everton. There's a lot of Celtic fans that do like Everton. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Okay, I've got family connection with them. That's the only reason I like them. So, it's I can't see he's getting that goalkeeper. He's meant to be a right good keeper. As I say, I've not seen much of him, but for what I've heard, he's a right good keeper. It's not often Real Madrid get it too wrong with transfers.
But it's still. Well, he's not going to get a first team chance at Real Madrid, but I think that's the kind of thing about it. So he is wanting out of Real Madrid. I still don't think he's going to end up in Celtic. No, I can't see it myself.
Aye. Well, never know, man. Toby might make a comeback. We've not heard about him for a while. Paul's going to need to. Paul's his agent, is he no?
I don't even know where he is now. Is he? Well,
I'll be stacking shelves. Paul or Toby?
Both have eloped. The two of them's eloped.
That's it. No, it's. I'd seen a couple of games where that Toby had played for the B team or the youths or whatever it was. Man, he never said he didn't stand out for me as if somebody was going to actually improve and do something for us. So wait and see what happens.
And it's like, see, young keepers.
Aye.
As young keeper, I mean, look back. Alan McGregor was honking. See, when he was younger.
Aye,
you know what I mean? It was.
He was developed late. Who was he? He was at Dunfermline or something.
When
he was at 24, 25.
He was away out in loan. I'm sure he went out in loan a few times.
Aye. So there's.
I mean, he turned out, you can't deny it. I hate the guy, but he turned out a cracking keeper for them. Do you know what I mean? But for a goalkeeper to claim a first team jersey, I mean, David Marshall done it at Celtic, but that was that was a weird one when you think back about it at the time, wasn't it? Stuart Kerr, he was another young one that broke through, but Stuart wasn't exactly done as a turn, but he wasn't the best at the time.
Aye.
But
no.
Goalkeepers, I'd worry. I'd worry if Celtic went out and signed like a 21-year-old keeper.
How?
Just because I don't think keepers. But like, apart from the exceptional ones, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like that Donnarumma and stuff like that. But I don't think goalkeepers, you need a bit of experience in playing the actual games. Do you know what I mean? You just work on how a goalkeeper works, plays a full game and his angles and stuff. And young keepers just. I don't think a goalkeeper reaches a peak to their maybe even this day and age, maybe even 30-year-old.
I was going to say that to you. Keepers tend to peak later than outfield players. So it's, as I say, we've said that before about McGregor. Was it whoever it Dunfermline or St George, whoever it was, quite late, 24, 25. But as I say, I've not seen anything for the boy Toby to think that he would possibly go on and do anything. I would love him to, but no, I can't see it. It would save us a few quid as well, but I can't see it. And there's nobody really in Scotland either that I think we could go for it. We need a decent number one for us. So
love it, saying feel sorry that none of your B team's getting a look in for the first team.
See, the thing is, if Rodgers thought they were good enough, they would.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like Rocco Vata, I see it all the time. Rocco Vata should be getting a chance in that. The only person at Celtic who thinks Rocco Vata is good enough to play in the Celtic first team is Rocco Vata.
Aye, and he's done.
But the only person that actually got a say in the matter or anything that can influence it, he's not good enough to be playing the Celtic first team, and he thinks he should be.
Yep.
So that you take it how you know what I mean. Half the people that are saying this are just going with what they're reading on social media, and because he scored a good goal against the Lazio youths or ran the show against him or something like that. But Brendan, see if Rocco Vata was good enough to either be in the Celtic team this year or even in the squad, he'd be in it. And see if Brendan Rodgers thought even next season that boy will be good enough to get in my squad, he'd be signing. He'd be no for a new contract and be told that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be brought into the squad gradually, or maybe the next 5 or 6 months.
It's
quite obvious that nobody at Celtic rates him as highly as he does. That's basically the way I put it. And thing with the B team, I don't know if you spoke about it with Jerry, everybody else in the pod has. See, this B team is a lot of nonsense where they're playing. There should be a proper reserve league. That's holding back youth players in every team in Scotland, in my opinion.
Yep. I'm all for giving youths a chance and creating a pathway into the first team for them. No, obviously, if they're good enough and Rodgers thinks that they're going to be able to do something over a couple of seasons, and no point just try to bring them into the squad for the sake of because they've been in the B team or the youth team or whatever. But we've said it before in the pod umpteen times, this B League, got to play against part-timers and all the rest. It's just, they're not going to learn much and progress from there. If they had brought that reserve league in, it would have been ideal. But the idea had been muted, and I think Celtic were one of the teams that had said not yet. So I don't know.
That was a weird thing, wasn't it?
So I don't know the reasoning, but what we're thinking about that. So no, it would suit me. Well, ideally, I think if we get a couple of these youth players in, but as you say, I remember at the time we were playing Hamilton, and I think a couple of seasons ago, and their 2 centre forwards gave us a hellish time, and you had folk on the forum wanting to sign their 2 centre forwards, two big monsters up front, and you think that'd be the first time they'd seen. We were saying it was the first time half they would have seen them playing at all. But yet they've had one decent game against Celtic, and everybody's saying, how come we've no went and signed the Hamilton centre forwards?
Me another edge in that. We caught match of the day fever.
It was that match of the day fever.
You see somebody scoring a goal and you think, Celtic should sign him. Just here, love it. Just we come back to we love it there. Sorry lads, but through the years, many B team players get some minutes with the first team before breaking through. No, I can't think of any player that's playing the Celtic B team that's broke through. The old reserve teams and that, the reserve football and that, but no, that's B team nonsense and stuff like that.
This B team, how long has this been around for? About 6 years, 5?
About 5 or 6 now, isn't it?
And then
evening, Thomas McGrady, Red Scotland. Thanks very much for joining us again, lads. Nice to see you. The real Scotland. Look, there's a bit of praise for his jabber. If I can get it up. Thank God for you guys. Fast become the best Celtic gig in YouTube. I never miss your show back, lads. Hail. Thanks very much, mate. Really appreciate that, Red Scotland. I really do, mate. Thanks.
Vata could become the new Farouz or Dembele. I agree with what Brian said quite easily. But that goes for a lot of them. It comes down to how badly they want it and their determination, their attitude as well. It's if they're going to succeed either at Celtic or playing the league here.
You've been dead quiet, Jerry.
You don't hear me?
Right, that's you back again, bud.
I'm saying there's no point in all these kids being world beaters at 14, 15, 16, 17 if they can't progress it. The likes of Farouz and what was the other one? Dembele.
Aye.
It's Scotland and with not so much Celtic, but Scotland, we've never had a problem producing these world-class kids. It's trying to get them to the next level. And you're hoping with the coaching they would get at Celtic, they would be able to get to the next level, especially if they've got a pathway into the first team. But yet, I don't know. I don't see enough of the youth smart to say if there's any of them that would be coming through that would maybe do something. But with what I've seen, I like that Toby. I just can't see him being the answer.
I mean, again, I spoke about it as well. It needs to be exceptional. A young player to break into the Celtic team that we've no bought in. It would need to be really, really exceptional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
especially to bust into the team at 17 or 18-year-old.
You've also got to have a manager that's got a decent eye for seeing how a kid's going to develop. we look at over the past, I don't know how many seasons, we nearly lost McGregor and we nearly lost Tierney because certain managers didn't think they were going to cut the mustard. We lost the likes of Andy Robertson. And you're going to have players that slip through the net, but that's three players.
But see like Andy Robertson. Would Andy Robertson be as good as he is today if he stayed at Celtic and tried to work his way through the ranks at Celtic? Or was he better going away to Queen's Park, gone to Dundee United, gone to, was it Hull he went to?
Aye.
If he'd stayed at Celtic, maybe he'd have just ended up, he stayed at Celtic, and then maybe when he was 22, he'd have went to Dundee United, and that would have been him just a Scottish journeyman bouncing about from Dundee United to Aberdeen, down to Kilmarnock, then to St John. Do you know what I mean? One of them players. So it's hard to tell how a player is going to progress.
Of course it is. That's how we look at Ferguson doing at Man U for over the years. He had said, I think, with all the youths that he had, I think it was only Beckham or Giggs. I think it was Beckham was the only one that he said that he'll definitely make it. There's no guarantees in football that any of them are going to make it. You know that yourself. There's been we've all seen boys who are younger and this one's going to be the next best thing, and after you never ever hear from him again. So it's really difficult, but it also comes down to the player's attitude and their determination, how badly they want it. I mean, it's a credit to Robertson that he's went away, get released by Celtic. I think he ended up getting a part-time job at the SFA, and then managed to get his move to, was it Queen's Park he was at?
Aye, Queen's Park,
and then went to Dundee United and then down to Hull. So it's down to hard work and determination. You need a bit of luck as well. There's no denying that.
And again, back to the kind of B teams in that, he probably learned more playing in the third division with Queen's Park or whatever it is than he would ever have done playing for Celtic reserves or Celtic's B team, whatever you want to call it.
Aye, of course.
Playing proper competitive games against other professional, other kind of. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, definitely, of course. But our youth certainly going to be playing. I mean, they're full time, and they're going into play against boys that have been pulled a shift all day at work and all the rest of it. So they should be beating these teams. But no, I'd be all for bringing back the reserve league. I know that previously we had tried to get our kids in our reserves teams. It was like, not the Champions League. We're going around playing all these elite teams.
Aye.
Like they're getting games against Chelsea's, Man City's, Liverpool, Feyenoord, Ajax, and try to do it that way. But I think the reserve league, when they're playing against maybe you've got seasoned professional boys that are coming back, maybe for injury and all the rest, that maybe lost a wee bit of form, that need the games. They're in playing against them, and that's where they'll learn. It'll be sink or swim time for them.
Good night, Brian, mate. Thanks very much for coming in, bud. Nice to see you as always.
What about Ter? Is he coming on?
I don't know. No, he must know, but he's not been a bit.
Is Bob killed down? No.
Aye, Bobby, you camped down fairly on.
I think
it was noted in the live chat that you were losing the plot a bit.
Aye. He went quiet. We never heard them once it went to 2-1 and 3-1. Was Bobby one of the ones that was wanting to sack Rodgers?
No. I don't actually know who put it up. I didn't actually catch the name. I'd need to look back on the chat kind of thing.
Aye. Okay, well, you always get knee-jerk reactions. You always get knee-jerk reactions when you're getting, especially 1-0 at half-time to them after the way we were playing. And against Levine, you can see it far enough when it's him.
I know. I mean, that was they didn't start with a striker, did they?
Aye.
That was a winger up front.
Aye. I was late on. Well, he's not the first time he's started games with a striker, is it? So I was late on. My usual computer and Fire Stick and uni, all that shite. I was late on. And it was when I seen the chat after it that they started with a striker up front. Couldn't believe it. But he's got form for it.
Aye, guy's a dinosaur, man. I don't. Saying that, Ken Johnstone probably gave him the job because he will keep them in the league. And that's a success for them, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they won 2 cups a couple of seasons before.
Second most successful club in Scotland over the last.
Exactly. So they're not that bad, but he'll do all right with him. A defensive manager like him. What are you thinking for Wednesday?
Oh, see if we can just continue that second half performance.
Aye,
Take that into Wednesday. Aye, we'll be fine.
Yep.
What would your lineup be?
Gee, now you're asking. Well, I think we're going to need to go with the usual kind of back 4, back 5. Midfield, start with McGregor, O'Reilly. Well, you asking me my team or his team?
I will go with both then. What you would go with and what you think it will be.
I would start with Iwata, O'Reilly, and McGregor, and then I would give Johnstone a game because he's done well the last 3 games and deserves it. If Palmer's fit, I would start Palmer, and then I would do O up front. But I think on Rodgers' team will be the same back kind of 5. His midfield will be O'Reilly, McGregor. Can he be Turnbull? He's been dung. I don't know. It'll not be Iwata. There was some reason it'll not be Iwata. I'll go Bernardo.
I thought at him today.
Aye, no,
right, I'm not interrupting you, right, but on you go anyway.
I don't know how. And then he'll go with Forrest, Kyogo, and Palmer if he's fit. That'll be his team.
I don't see Palmer playing. See, just because he went off today, kind of holding his hamstrings and that. I think he'll be rested. I think he'll be rested as a precaution, maybe.
Aye. Well, fair to it, as I say, it's all this, but he won't start Iwata. He just won't do it. He won't. No. We're dying to see the 3 of them together. But
even today, I thought I'd have went with Bernardo today. I thought Bernardo was our best midfielder against Lazio.
Aye, I don't know how he ever started today. I was quite surprised at that one, unless he was thinking the impact defence and for Turnbull to have shots for outside the box. But it'll be criminal if he starts Kyogo up front again. Kyogo and no give a chance. Do you think he'll start Johnstone?
I think he will.
Aye.
I do.
Aye.
I'd honestly, see, to be honest, I'd be disappointed if he didn't. I'd be a bit. I mean, I'm not a big Mikey Johnson fan, but I'd be a bit kind of gutted for the guy because, as I keep saying, I think if you're playing well, you deserve to get a chance.
Aye, he doesn't bode well for the rest of them.
Aye. When I mean, even at that, right? Imagine, like Mikey Johnson, he knows what everybody, all the Celtic fans thought him and think him and stuff like that.
Aye.
So he's going out there and even coming off the pitch the last 2 games, he's done. I've done all right there and that. And now he knows that some players, like all the fans are saying, he's played well the last couple of days, couple of games. Imagine he's sitting in that bench again and he's away. We'll be back, But imagine come Wednesday night, he's sitting on the bench again. He's just going to be done if Yang starts in front of him. Oh, Jerry, you better come back here and not leave me flying solo. There he's here.
Aye, I'm here, mate.
You get his eye?
Aye, that's fine. No, I could kind of agree with that. I think he's got. I mean, it doesn't look good enough. Players are coming on and playing well, but yet they still can't get a game.
Aye, because basically, see if you're playing your own form, you should be playing. And Mikey Johnson's on a better run of form, of limited form, so it's only a couple of games. But he showed more in the 2 games than Yang has.
Aye, definitely.
So for that, he's shown that he's doing right now. He's playing better than Yang. Whether he's a better player than Yang, that's for another discussion. But right now, Celtics needs to start racking up these wins, comfortable wins again. Do you know what I mean? And you need to play your foreign players. And Mikey Johnson is one of our foreign players over the last couple of games for him. So for me, he's got to start on Wednesday. And I'd start O as well. But just Kyogo again, man. I thought, and the tactics is,
He's a different player, man. He's night and day difference between what he was last season and this season. He's in all the wrong positions for me. I mean, he's coming deep and he should be going long, and it's just he's not the same player for me that he has been. He's better than the last man, but see when you get these packed defences and all the rest of it,
aye.
I know he's trying to get himself involved in the game. I don't know if he's taking on himself to try and get involved, or Rodgers is saying you're going to need to come deep and try and drag people out of position to let our midfielders get in behind. But he's always better on the last man, and it is harder with these packed defences. So I'd definitely give Big O a chance. Another thing, I know I've not seen a lot of Mikey Johnson, I don't think any of, but somebody made the point about him, how our wingers like Yang and Palmer, these modern day wingers, they don't go wide, they always want to cut inside, whereas Johnson tends to get to the byline and tries to get balls into the box. I think it's definitely a better option if he's going to be playing to have O up front to try and get some balls into the box to get the big man to put away.
Sky done a wee presentation thing about that before the game the day. Like it was mostly Yang against Motherwell, and it was like instead of playing it into, as you say, going up the wing and playing it into that space, it was always going inside. Sky showed you a few wee clips of them doing it. I think it was maybe James McFadden that was talking about it. I'm not too sure, but you don't really get old-fashioned wingers, didn't you know?
No,
just take a man on. Aye.
I mean, a right winger used to be predominantly their stronger foot was the right, but now they're wanting the right wingers, their stronger foot the left to try and cut in and have shots and all the rest of it. And they're moving away from getting to the byline and whipping the ball in for a big centre forward to attack. That's anti-fit by now, but it's the way we all kind of were brought up. And it's great when a winger cuts in and has a pop, but you've got to keep it varied. Try and get to that byline and get a cut back.
We'll need to get Buzz to look into the stats, see how many goals James Bawz scored with outside his foot in his career.
Something. It was three right good goals.
Oh, aye.
And
that's second goal. That's second. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Stevie went for a Stevie May header. He was scoring.
Aye, that's it exactly. And then you've got Awata, who's meant to be a CDM, busting his butt to get up the park to put a great ball in for Forest to slot it away. So, fantastic 3 goals, and then we're conceding shite goals. Is it weak? Very, very weak goals. You know what I mean? They're poor goals to give away.
Aye,
there's no denying it.
They're avoidable goals.
Aye, exactly.
See the 3 goals we scored today. They were good goals. They're nothing St Johnstone could have done with their goals. Their keeper had a good game again. Every time, every Celtic game I watch, the keeper in Scotland seems to have their best
man
game
of the match.
Aye,
that's it. No, they save their performances, but it's because they're busy. They're busy all the time. They're busy, so they're no having long spells out where they're inactive. They're on their concentrations up, and they're busy because we're on the attack. But no, it was 3 good goals. But every time now the ball comes into the box or we get a corner against us, you think, no, here we go. This is a goal. You're fearing the worst. So other teams are going to be looking at that as well and thinking, right, that's where they're weak. Get the balls over that full back Taylor, or get the corners in and right in the top of Hart, because he'll wave at them as they're flying into the net.
Defending set pieces, but attacking set pieces a lot. They've been ganting at Celtic for years.
Aye,
they really have. Do you know what I mean?
We work on that.
It doesn't look like it.
No, but this was the problem before. We used to say this before. With Rodgers' team, did they actually work on any of these set pieces or what? So
I mean,
I remember.
No corners of the defensive side of the midfield, free kicks and set pieces and stuff, right? I think, excuse me, I think they should be organised in training. This is attacking ones.
Aye.
That should be left up to the players to mess about with and try different things. Do you know what I mean? Try wee daft things that they can just work on themselves and say,
Aye.
here, give that wee chip over there and I'll run in there. We'll see if it works. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Definitely.
Terence, good night, Terence, mate. Thanks for listening in, bud. I'll catch you later on.
Cheers, Terence. I know, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. It doesn't look as if we do any of that at all. So, the only I remember we had that before. Was it with Lennon? We always thought we were always conceding for corners.
Aye.
And then I remember we were playing the Monkeys. Was it New Year game or whatever? And we were to a donder up where the Dogs were watching training, and that's all they done for about half an hour, 40 minutes was work on defending set pieces. And then we thought, right, there's no chance we're going to lose a goal against my set piece. Ball comes into the box. It was McGregor scored the own goal. Do you remember the one? Came off his
Aye.
And we've been up, but Lennon was gone tonto during the training session, screaming at them where he wanted them to be, what he wanted them to do. Good 45 minutes, and that's all they had worked on. And then we went out on the Sunday, played them, ball into the box, and it comes off. It was unlucky. It comes off McGregor and into the back of the net. So these things can happen, but there's always
isolated incidents. You know what I mean? No matter how hard they kind of try and drill the things, but it's like a consistent problem with Celtic. And it's not just under Rodgers, it's been under Ange as well, I think. We see for somebody that liked to micromanage things so much as Ange, that really surprised me throughout his kind of 10 years running, is that we never it's the word capitalised. We never capitalised on attacking set pieces, and we were poor at defending them, even under Ange. I mean, when was the last time we scored for a corner?
I think we asked that a couple of pods ago, and I think it was that Shell had said it was Starfelt was the last one to score direct for a corner, and I can't even remember the game, but she was right. It was Starfelt scored, but it's few and far between, mate. Few and far between. We're no, but we've said that Palmer's meant to be great with the set pieces.
Aye.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, you see, even the day he's getting more involved with Tate, although it's good off the wall, but the ball was only about 6 years away from him. Did you notice that one?
Aye.
You know what I mean? But at least the kind of team's kind of saying, "Well, have a pop at this. We know what you can do."
Mm-hmm. Aye, no, it's just a wee bit of galling. As I say, anytime the ball comes into the box, we're panicking, and then when we get a corner for us, we're thinking, well, where's it going for here? Because we're not going to stick one in the back of the net for this. No. Whereas previous teams, the minute we get a corner, we were buzzing. But that was you thought, right, we're going to score here. But I think that was a long time ago. I think back when it was Bobo and Mjalby.
Even guys like Charlie Mulgrew that used to pitch in with headers and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Even going back to Big Rasmussen, Big Thomas Rogner.
Aye. Yep. Bobby saying, was it no Billy McNeil in the 67 Cup final?
Sviatchenko mined his goal against the Mankey Mob and that as well.
Aye.
But just Carter Vickers' skills, you'd be looking. That's who you're looking at. You're looking for set pieces with these crosses into the box. You're looking for the guys to go on the end of them, but I don't know. Matt O'Reilly's got a bit of height about him as well, but he's usually hanging about trying to take them.
Aye, I don't understand that. You've got somebody his height, he's want to take them. But Scales is good in the air. He's good at attacking the ball. He's good defensively attacking the ball. But we're not a big team. That's the problem.
No.
We're not a big team.
But definitely not get much height and muscle in the team.
No, that's it. So I think hopefully over the next 2 or 3 windows that gets addressed. And we'll see what happens.
If they're listening to Rodgers today and that, as I spoke about there, Jerry, I'm not expecting big move, like loads of income and stuff in January. A couple of good signings, but the next summer window, that's the most important one. But January, you've got to start laying the foundations for the summer window. You know what I mean? There's got to be some players brought in. that even between January and May can get into the team and help us get out of the line to get the league in the bag.
Aye.
I would
take that.
No prospects, no projects, whatever you want to call them, just players that are going to come in and they're in. Maybe they need a winter break in that anyway, isn't there? Is there a winter break this year?
There's I think there's no 2 weeks off in January.
Is that when it is?
I think there is, because I noticed our games when I looked. I think there was like after we play them, we might have one. Then there's a 2 week gap. I think I might be lying. I might be wrong, but I'm sure we play them. Then there's another game, and then I think there's a gap during about the second 2 weeks in January. But I could be wrong, mate.
If he signs 3 players in January, you come the 1st of February, I'm expecting at least 2 of them to be on the starting sheet.
Aye, I would agree. That's ideal. See if you can sign 2 or possibly 3 in January. Brilliant, but it's really hard month or time to get players in, because you think some of these teams are the other team. I mean, imagine us teams think, oh, we'll bring in 2 or 3 players and looking at Matt O'Reilly or whoever.
Exactly.
You're not going to want to let them go, or you're going to be playing top dollar.
The thing about January is that most of the players that, hopefully most of the players that we're looking at, the clubs don't want to lose.
Yep.
So even supposing if the clubs resigned to losing them, the club might just dig their heels in that, because it's only 30 days. You've only got 30. It's not like the summer window. You'll get 3 months to get things done. There's only a 30-day window to get everything out of the line. So if the club can stall that and hold on long enough, you've got the player that's going to maybe help keep them in their league for the next 5 months, and then sell them in the summer.
Aye. It's no unless they've got a rise in any, if there's anybody half decent, it's going to be out of contract at the end of the season. Then go in with a wee cheeky offer in January and say, look, well, he's coming to us in the summer, but we'll maybe give you whatever to take him off your hands now and see what happens. But no, I would be over the moon if we could get 2 quality players in for that starting 11 in January, possibly 3. We
need at least one. We need at least a striker that can come in and just hit the ground running.
Aye, well, it was hearts and mouths today when Kyogo went down. You were thinking, here we go, he's holding that shoulder again. So we'll wait and see what happens. Mate. But
we'll make it a wee quick game, but just before we go, Jerry, just what I was talking about there, it came back into my head. In January,
aye,
right, I've just said it, right, we need a striker, especially for this Asian Cup, if Kyogo and that's going to go, whatever, but we also know we need a striker. My preference, right, I want to see sign Van Hooydonk's boy, but I can't see that. I don't know if that's going to happen in January. Would you take Shankland to come in and hit the ground running, a player to score goals, to get us out of the line in the league for that 6 months, and then he maybe become our second or third choice striker next season?
No, if that's going to happen, if he's going to be our second or third choice striker for next season, because if that's a level of our ambition, I think we're a wee bit of bother. I think domestically he'll maybe be fine, but if that's what he's 28, so he's at his peak now. He'll probably score goals, but no, see, like Van Hooydonk's boy, Larsson's boy, I think we should be looking maybe along the lines.
I don't think Larsson's boy was good enough.
Nah, I think he's not lived up to what we all thought he was going to be. But I'm not just. I'd rather sign
Van Hooydonk's boy than that. Is it Norwegian or Danish guy they're talking about?
I know the boy with a big long name.
Me and Mikey were talking about him yesterday. He's got a worse record than Rasmussen had, and we signed him.
That doesn't surprise me.
And they're wanting £6 million. Meant to be wanting £6 million for him.
Aye.
I would avoid him like a plague, just with stats and stuff like that, man.
Aye. There's a few of them I would go for Aberdeen boy, definitely first.
I don't think Aberdeen would want crazy money for him off his butt.
Aye. But I think, the only good thing with Shankland is we ever get a penalty, he knows how to put them away. That's the only one decent thing. But I've got I've got pals, albeit they're hundos. They think he's going to end up at us, but I think he'll end up at them if he's going to move.
I don't know if they could afford
Would you
them.
take him? Put it that way. Would you take him?
But in January, aye.
Aye.
Because I know that he would. It's like, for me, it's a kind of a Lee Griffiths type of player. You know, he's got to score goals. He's proven Scotland that he can score goals.
Aye.
I'm not saying it right, and for that simple reason, I would take him in January rather than going and bringing in a player for some kind of foreign league and he needs time to settle in. Because if Kyogo's away, if Kyogo and O's away, could end up at this Asia Cup and everything.
Yep.
So we can't afford to kind of take a risk on, a guy needs a couple of weeks to settle in and get used to the game. We need a guy that's he's a proven goal scorer just in the Scottish League.
But you'd need O's away, you're going to need a big boy up front.
But if Kyogo and O's away, we've not got a striker.
I would. Don't get me wrong. If he came in, he would have my full support. I'd back him. But we need to. I'm hoping that we've got a wee bit of level ambition. We're going to go in for better than Shanklin. However, I could understand if they brought him in, mate. I could understand it.
It's just the thing of bringing in, say, supposing it's Van Hooijdonk. You're bringing him in, and then it's back down to he needs a time to settle into a new country and the Scottish game and stuff like that. Shanklin probably wouldn't even need to move house.
Well,
that's just my kind of thinking. I'm just for what I'm thinking. If I was a professional player and Celtic tried to do it with me, I'd hunt them. Do you know what I mean? All I'm talking about is basically, right, mate, we're going to sign you for 6 months. We're going to sign you. For the first month, you'll be our first choice striker, but after that, you'll be maybe third. Do you know what I mean? It's probably wouldn't bite at that. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it would be the ideal. Aye, but for me, it would be the ideal.
You're going to say, look, you're going to have a chance here to be our striker. It's up to you to take the chance and gain that confidence and a bit of determination and get the bit between his teeth. Even though in the background you're thinking to yourself, well, good luck to you. But we're looking for a bit more than that.
If we can get our money back for you in the summer, we'll take it.
Aye. And he can get back to his lodge. See what happens. But no, well, it'll be interesting. Hearts would be probably try to make it difficult for us to deal with. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. I'm hoping that they've got a couple of players lined up already. I'd
like to think so as well. I kind of been front of the front foot for a change. If we thought we were going to be all summer, we thought we were going to be like that.
Aye, no, we're quite slow that way. So we're hoping that they'll get the boys in early. That wee lift.
Right,
you there, Marco?
Aye.
No bother, mate. Thanks for having me.
Aye.
Right, every day.
Right, thanks very much for coming on, Jerry.
Thanks.
Right, good man, Jerry. Good night, bud. Thanks everybody who joined in the live chat. Right, he's away. Thanks everybody who joined in the live chat. Hope you enjoyed it. Everybody that listens back, we hope you enjoy it. Remember and hit the like button if you know how. And if you know how, please leave a comment. We'll probably be back on Thursday night after the Hibs game, and that we'll have a wee chat about that. Again, thanks very much for all the support. Off you all, lads. Hail, hail, good night, and God bless.